Ever ponder how plants whip up their own meals? Well, the secret lies in a process called photosynthesis. This magical process is the heart and soul of every green plant you see. It's a culinary masterclass happening right under the sun every single day. Here's how it works. When sunlight hits a plant, it's absorbed by a pigment called chlorophyll. These tiny green chefs then combine the energy from the sun with water from the soil and carbon dioxide from the air. Through a series of complex reactions, these ingredients are miraculously transformed into glucose, a kind of sugar, which serves as food for the plant. It's like baking a cake, but instead of flour and eggs, they use sunlight and air. And there's a bonus too. During this process, plants release oxygen, which is essential for us humans and other animals to breathe. So that's the secret of the green world around us, a fascinating process called photosynthesis. Now imagine a plant that doesn't need sunlight to survive. Sounds impossible? Welcome to the world of heterotrophic plants. These fascinating organisms flip the script on what we typically envision when we think of plants. Heterotrophic plants, unlike their autotrophic cousins, don't produce their own food through photosynthesis. Instead, they derive their nutrition from other organisms, a trait more commonly associated with animals than with plants. In the grand scheme of life, this might seem like a strange strategy, but for heterotrophic plants, it's a brilliant adaptation. They've found a niche in the ecosystem where they can thrive without sunlight, often in the darkest corners of the world. These shadow dwellers have developed specialized structures, like haustoria, that allow them to tap into the roots of other plants to steal their nutrients. It's a survival strategy that's both cunning and unique. So, contrary to popular belief, not all plants need sunlight to thrive. Some, like the heterotrophic plants, have a different survival strategy altogether. Now that we've met both types of plants, it's time to pit them against each other. Autotrophic versus heterotrophic. Who do you think will win? Autotrophic plants are the green warriors of the plant kingdom. They house a magic pigment called chlorophyll that gives them their green hue and enables them to harness sunlight. With this power, they whip up their own food through a process known as photosynthesis, essentially converting sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide into glucose and oxygen. It's like having a personal chef inside each leaf. On the other side, we have the heterotrophic plants. These plants are the undercover agents of the plant world. They often lack the green color because they're missing chlorophyll. Instead of making their own food, they depend on other organisms for nutrition. They either latch onto a host plant to steal nutrients or decompose organic matter to survive. Both types of plants have their unique strategies for survival, making our planet a diverse and fascinating place. So, what sets these two types of plants apart? Well, let's start off with the basics. Autotrophic plants are like the self-sufficient individuals of the plant kingdom. They're able to produce their own food using light, water, and carbon dioxide through a process we call photosynthesis. This makes them the primary producers in an ecosystem, the very foundation of the food chain. On the other side of the green divide, we have heterotrophic plants. These plants are the consumers, relying on other organisms for their nourishment. Some are parasites, drawing sustenance from host plants, while others form symbiotic relationships with fungi or bacteria to obtain nutrients. The differences between these two types of plants are not just about how they eat, but also about their roles in the ecosystem. Autotrophs provide food and oxygen, while heterotrophs help recycle nutrients back into the soil and ecosystem. And there you have it. The world of plants is a lot more diverse and interesting than you might have thought. Whether they bask in the sun or thrive in the shadows, each type of plant plays a crucial role in our ecosystems.